What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the La Liga career mode. It's episode number 21. Man, gotta pick ourselves up, honestly. Terrible end to the last episode. 3-0 loss to Barcelona as they went 6 points clear at the top. I have to say, just like last season, I got deja vu, man. I feel as though now it's going to be hard to stay in the race for the title. But today, there's still loads to get through, man. So we're going to crack straight on, beginning with the second leg of our Copa Del Rey semi-final at home to Sporting Gijon. We lead 3-1 after the first leg, so all we need to do tonight is keep a clean sheet or concede no more than one, and we are through to our first cup final, and Almeria's first cup final in club history. Should be a banker. Let's bounce back here. Vamos Almeria. A few stars out there tonight, just in case. Ramazani, Camelo, Timber, Vega, just in case. I think we'll be fine. We did concede in Asturias, to be fair, a leveller. And this Sporting Gijon side does have some decent players too, including this man on the ball who scored in the first leg, Esteban Lozano. Good young Mexican striker. He grows quite nicely in CM as well. So I wouldn't say I'm taking no chances, but I'm wary that the job is not done yet, as Aguirre-Zabala does need to make the save on Lozano. Yep, it's not going to be a simple passage to the final, I would say, after our loss away at Barcelona. Got to be at our best here. It's ties like this where the first goal is so integral, because if the trailing team get it from a 2-goal deficit, they can change momentum and flip the script. If the leading team get it, it's game over. And in this case, it is the trailing team that got it. The lads from Asturias travelling to the south in front with 6 to go in the first half. Deficit cut to 1. I said it's not going to be a simple passage on the back of that 3-0 drubbing away in Catalonia. I think we need another goal to wrap this up. Sergio fires wide. Nervy faces around the Powerhorse Stadium. None more nervous than the man in the home dugout, as we still lead by 1 over 2 legs, but trail by 1 on the night. I do see there being another goal. If we get it, I think we'll be alright. If Gijon get it, I don't know. So let's get it, shall we? Lozano. Oh, great ball. Game, tie, done. Final, booked, place, there. What? Bamba with the finish. Come on. And Almeria are going to make it through, surely. We know now it's going to take something special for us to win La Liga. But the cup, I said when the semis were drawn, we were now firm favourites for it. But based on our performance tonight, I've got to say, whether we end up facing Cadiz or Tenerife in the final, because even though Gijon have cut it to 1, I still think we should be able to see this through. They'll be looking at us and saying, Almeria, favourites for this sort of performance? I don't think so. Milovanovic fires wide. 8 to hold on. I'm sure we will, but this is embarrassing, man. Back-to-back losses and getting beat at home by a second division side. Whether we make it through or not, that's embarrassing. Goodness gracious. If we are, thank God for that, Cristobal, but then can't win the ball back. Last chance for Gijon. Just got to stop a direct route, which we will, and that will do it. My word. Bit embarrassing, but we do make it through. Back-to-back losses for Almeria, but thankfully the first leg victory is what sees us through to the final in the end. I mean, look, we're going to do the draw straight afterwards, but when we face Cadiz or Tenerife, obviously Tenerife a second-tier side, I'll tell you what, I said we were massive favourites. I don't think so on the back of that performance there. The second division side hold a 1-goal lead heading back to the Canary Islands, and in the end, it's going to be in the Copa del Rey final. Tenerife, who, if you remember back in Season 1, knocked us out in the last 16, pulling off the cup set. Can they now do it again in the final? I said we were firm favourites. Now, I'm not so sure. Right, next up, Real Betis at home, as we're going to get back to winning ways here on the back of back-to-back losses. Only 3 points will keep us in the title race. Vamos, Almeria. We've only lost once at home all season long, as you see in the top left. That was obviously to Real Madrid. And if they've just leapfrogged us in the table as well to go into second, so we've dropped to third heading into this game, though it is our game in hand. But I have to say now, I'm starting to look over my shoulder a little bit of Villarreal in 5th, 10 points behind, and I'm thinking now, listen, if we can't stay in the title race, fair enough, but one thing we can't afford to do is drop out of the top 4 as Arnal Martinez takes it all the way and fires it wide. Bare minimum, need to qualify for the Champions League again. Oh, nicely done from Vega. That I didn't even intend to do it like that, but fair play. I was using the L2 to gain my balance a bit better. Camelo, great hold-up work. Oh, brilliantly done. Sergio Camelo, and I've started him today, right, in the striker role. But I'm still so tempted to play him as a CAM instead, because with Deulofeu and Camelo, I kind of changed their roles when they're on the pitch. Sometimes I play Deulofeu as the spearhead, sometimes Camelo. But Sergio, I've mentioned this before, he's more of a false nine than a classic number 9, a classic finisher. He gets a lot of assists as well as the goals as well, and his hold-up play is excellent. And I'm thinking if Deulofeu isn't going to show signs of decline anymore, the best way to get Camelo in is drop Vega down to CM alongside Timber, like in this game, and play Sergio either a CAM or striker and Deulofeu in the other role. They complement each other perfectly. I absolutely love it when a player changes his position on the pitch and excels in a new role and a new area, you know. And there's many players that have done that over the years and been brilliant after changing their, you know, like I said, their position midway through their career. One player that always stands out to me is Ashley Young. You know, Ashley Young, when he burst on the scene at Watford, I mean, this kid was a rapid young winger, absolutely electrifying. You know, went to Aston Villa, he was the same. Joined Manchester United, and I don't think it was under Ferguson, I think it was under Louis van Gaal. He got changed to a wing-back. This kid had never played wing-back his entire life, I don't think. And again, I think it was Van Gaal. Oh, Deulofeu, I was surprised that went in there. Went for the far corner, he struck it in the near post. I think it was under Van Gaal. He turned him into a wing-back, and ever since then, he's just been brilliant in that position. You know, he's won things in the latter stage of his career, including a Serie A out on loan at Inter Milan as well. Now he's at Everton, and again playing fullback, primarily fullback, wingback. I love it. I really, really do. You know, not adverse to learning new positions, new roles, completely changing your entire player profile midway through your career, or even towards the back end of it, and excelling like that. Just a case of never stop learning. You know, I think it's fantastic when you see that. As Gary Vega makes it free, but right on cue, what Sergio Camelo just done there, held the ball up and rolled through Gary Vega. He might have started out as a striker, but he's changing to CAM under me. And I'm sure there's better examples to use than Ashley Young, but just the first one that comes to mind, really. But anyway, comfortable 3-0 victory. Perfect bounce back from Almeria. Nice to get Euland another clean sheet as well. And Deulofeu another goal in the race to Golden Boot too. Now 22 for the season. I think Barca were playing at the same time with us, so we'll advance in the calendar and go up to the main menu and see if they drop points or remain 6 points clear. We still got them within our sights, and we're not going to give up, but no, they're still 6 clear. So yeah, it's going to take a bit of a collapse from Xavi's Barca now, especially because of their head record, in order for us to pip them. But we'll dive into the following game straight afterwards. Girona away, right now bottom of the table and surely going down. And a win here will, again, cut the gap to 3 for at least 24 hours. So let's get back-to-back wins here and get a big 3 points, put the pressure on Xavi's Barca. Vamos Almeria. Big win for Girona on the weekend in real life as well. Not sure if anyone saw it, but after the back-to-back losses to Real Madrid and Bilbao, big 3-0 win against Rayo Vallecano to keep them in the race. I think the gap is 6, I think, on Real Madrid. The question is, how long can they stay there for, you know? Stuani, fires in the opener. And well, they're in second in La Liga in real life, bottom of the table in this season in the save. But Christian Stuani, let's just put him in front. It's often the way, man. These can be the hardest games to win. 1-0 down, 25 minutes in. Boy, am I struggling right now, honestly. I mean, this is going to be 3 losses in 4 games. And within those 3 losses, I don't believe it. One will be against the second tier side. Another will be against the team at the bottom of the Liga. Stuani heads in. I think Aguirre-Zabala should have done better, really. These can be the hardest games to win. Whether you believe in handicap or not, I think you've got to acknowledge it. If you play CM, you know these are often the hardest games to win. We're 2-0 down to a side at the bottom. Come on. Do you remember in the last episode when I was saying there's levels between us and Barca and Real Madrid? Yeah, this is kind of what I mean. I mean, Barca or Real Madrid would not lose one of these games against a side at the bottom of the table. Away or not, we've just embarrassed ourselves. 3 losses in 4, 1 win in 5, I think. Forget La Liga. We ain't catching up. We just got to stay in the top 4 now. It's second year in a row we're tanking it and choking it towards the end. And that is why, whilst we hold a 3-goal lead heading back to the second leg in Andalusia, I'm picking a strong lineup for the second leg of the Champions League last 16 tie against RB Leipzig. Big victory away in Germany, but on this run of form, I'm taking no chances at all. Just got to concede no more than 2, and we're into the quarters. But that's easier said than done on this run. Vamos Almeria. An early goal for Leipzig, and things will start to get a little bit nervy here in Andalusia. As Lopi wins it back, and then eventually it'll drop to Edgar, who clears as well. But if we get an early goal, yes! That should... Oh no, he's offside. Ah, that should do it. Timber just offside. Was he when the ball came through? I thought it was just... Oh no, yeah, he's just on. I thought Ben Chilwell was keeping him on there. No, right decision by the line. Okay, alright. Ball in the back of the net, disallowed for offside. Playing the game to go, but that's the start we want. When you're under pressure and when you're feeling a little bit nervous, I often say I think the best thing to do is come out swinging. You know, come out swinging, you know. Put the pressure on early. I ain't going to disallow that one. And be aggressive. Gerard Delafeu, who else, gives us the lead on the night and makes it 4 on aggregate. Well, not the best of games, but considering how we've played recently, I will take a 1-goal victory every day of the week. 4-0 over 2 legs, and that is our progress into the quarterfinals. But I know that on the back of the win in Germany, it was very unlikely we'd go up. Based on the run, I still felt the need to pick a strong lineup. Job done, courtesy of you-know-who, Gerard Delafeu, and that's our progress to quarterfinals. So is the draw being made directly afterwards? I think it is. I think we were the final. Yes, we were indeed. So we'll see who will take on in the quarterfinals. To be fair, all the teams remain in absolute global powerhouses. So whoever it is, they'll be hoping. They've got their fingers crossed for Almeria themselves. And the draw, do I need to do one more day? The draw is going to pit Almeria against, wait for it, there it is, Champions League quarter-final draw. Here we go. Almeria have got... There is something about same nation ties in European knockout rounds that I absolutely love. The only one in all of the 4 remaining, Atletico in the last 8. Bring them on. But before we get there, next up, Mallorca in Andalusia. We've got a great rivalry brewing with these guys here, so looking forward to facing them once again as we try and get back in the title race as we enter the home stretch. Vamos Almeria. I'm going to give up. Still in this title race. But the problem is, we've just slipped up one too many times recently. And I said this before, but like when you're doing an RTG, no one expects you to like beat the biggest and the best teams in that country every single time you face them, you know. But you have to win the games where you're firm favourites for. Like, you know, we got humbled by Real Madrid, that's fine. But we drew with Las Palmas, that's not fine. We got humbled by Barcelona, that's fine. But we lost to bottom place Girona, that's not fine. And that's the whole point. It's like, no one expects you to win all the time, but, you know, you can't slip up in games like that because you know that the biggest and the best teams won't, you know? So that's the level you need to get to. It's fine, lose at the Bernabeu, lose at the Nou Camp, but don't lose at home or away against a side that are in the bottom 3, for example. That's not going to cut it when you're chasing a championship. Ramazani to Delafeu. Ah, it's easy money. Oh, what a brilliant piece of dribbling by Ramazani, and Camelo just strokes it home as well. Ramazani, one of the OGs since the save began. We've kept him here, we've kept him in the starting 11 because he keeps performing. Sergio Camelo with a brace, but the dribbling from Ramazani there was just absolutely glorious, and the ball wasn't bad either. Sergio at the double, and Almeria will make it 2 wins on the trot. And I also want to say as well, I've noticed this season, and to be fair, well, since the save began really, we've not had that many injuries. Now, we've had a few, granted. We've had players like Lopi go down for 3 months, Timber go down for 3 months, but what I think I might do is just up the injury sliders ever so slightly. So frequency to 77 and severity to 54 as well. By the way, for those that do ask, I said before, I do keep them on 50 for everything apart from the user injury. But yeah, just to maybe get one or two more knocks here and there. We're going to up them slightly. Just because, again, we're a European side now, so you'd expect one or two more knocks during a season. One of the reasons why we don't get many, by the way, though, is because I make all 5 subs during a game, normally quite early as well. And there we go, job done. Almeria back to winning ways in the league with a comfortable 2-0 victory at home to one of our newer rivalries with Mallorca. Just before we get to the end of the month, though, I want to see if... Oh, it's a late kickoff. I was going to say, what the score is in that Real Madrid Barcelona game. Bilbao did lose in a Basque derby. That's fantastic because they have been keeping close with us during the season. And in the end, as you'll see, Real Madrid do get the win. So it's now cut to 5. Oh, no, it's a draw. Oh, what? I thought they won. When did Barcelona slip up? Oh, to Getafe. I didn't realise that. They slipped up to Getafe. Oh, I can't believe that. So if we would have beaten Girona on that Saturday, it would now be 2 points. I didn't realise Barca slipped over to Getafe. So it's, well, to be fair play Real Madrid. It's 5 points between us and Barca. We're not giving up. And Real Madrid is 7 behind as well. I don't think Bilbao can catch up now. Same with Villarreal and definitely not Atletico. But it's a 3-horse race with 9 to go. Back-to-back draws for Barcelona. And just before we do dive into the following game against Atletico Madrid as well, Ajax have just offered a pre-contract to Pumal. He's out of contract coming in the season. He's okay as a squad player, to be fair, but I don't know what his ceiling is. And we've got players out on loan who are just as good. He's now submitted transcripts as well. He's given me, like, really nothing, to be fair, all season long in the games from the bench or the rare start as well. And we've got players like Vasic and, you know, Carrillo, who, to be fair, is obviously a wonder kid. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm fine letting Pumal go to Ajax on a free. And we have an academy update as well. Just the 5 players remaining now in the youth team after all the pro deals. We've got 2 Ibrahims left, Abdul Wahab, the young Egyptian goalkeeper, does look pretty decent. Duarte is the best prospect of a lot of those 16-year-old Colombian, who I'll probably promote at the start of next season and low now. Abbas, another Egyptian goalkeeper, not quite as good as Ibrahim, no. And Oriana and also Madani Ibrahim, a young Saudi playmaker. I've said before, for me, I often say, even when the potential is so good, if the overall is so low, 54, yes, I understand I can put development plans on the players. Yes, that will give them slightly quicker growth. But they're just so far off, even being close to a Resi, let alone a starter. They're probably not going to make it. Right, following game, penultimate one today. Atletico Madrid in a dress rehearsal of the Champions League quarterfinal, or a win will see us cut the gap on Barca to 2 points for at least 24 hours before their game tomorrow. Vamos Almeria. Oh, that was me thinking that Barca were going to run away with this title. Evidently not. New life breathed into the race, courtesy of the Madrid boys. First Getafe and then the great Real. And for Almeria, it makes that loss to Girona even more infuriating, knowing that a win in this game, had we beaten Girona, would send us top. So, yeah, frustrating, but just got to put it to the back of our minds, man. Don't dwell on the past, just learn from it. Sergio, it's the post. Excellent start from Almeria, aggressive. Oh, just missing the opener, come on. 22 minutes to go. This has been a very, very tough game. Atletico so hard to break down, as we know, as they are. Desperate not to lose, to stay in the race for a top 4 place. Us cannot afford to lose to let Barca go further clear tomorrow. But both teams knowing a win is what they really need. A win is what they really want. A win is what will do them the world of good. I just haven't had an answer to their backline. I think it's going to finish goalless. Well, we've got a great record against Atletico. We haven't lost to them since Season 1, but unfortunately it's not going to be a loss here, but not going to be a win either. It's a point, it cuts the gap to 4, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be enough. And if we quickly advance one day in the calendar, I trust Barcelona to win their game on the Sunday. And whilst, yes, I say it often, draws, I don't think you should dismiss them as bad results all the time. They're an extra point on the board, which can be quite crucial on occasion. In a situation like this, it's unfortunately a draw, which sees Barca stay at 5. They're drawn again. as did Real Madrid, so no change. We stay 5 behind, Real Madrid stay 7 behind. 3 straight draws for Barca, man. If we would have won those games against Atletico and Girona, we would right now be, I think, behind on the head-to-head. But even so, staying 5 points behind, another missed opportunity to cut the gap. But there's no such thing as second chances in cup football, so you've got to make sure you get it right on the night. As we go into the final games of this episode, our first ever cup final, and Almeria's first in club history, aiming for their first major honour in club history against the second division side Tenerife, where it should be a banker at the Metropolitano, but based on our inconsistency recently, I'm not taking anything for granted. So, super strong lineup for the game as Tenerife themselves line up in a 4-4-2. And it's worth pointing out that back in Season 1, these guys knocked us out in the last 16. I've said we're a better team since then, a far better team. But, no doubt about it, we still need to get it right on the night. Cup final, first in Almeria history, is to go for our first ever major honour. Vamos Almeria. Yeah, I've got basically my strongest lineup out there, other than Centelles in at left back, just to try and keep him happy, because he's now 81 overall, and I don't want him to request a transfer, because I like him as a backup for Miguel. I see you, Ramazani, and I see you, Gabri. We can't throw this away, man. I'll never get a better chance than this. And, you know, Chelsea were called £1 billion bottle jobs on the weekend, and I think that was slightly harsh from Gary Neville. And don't get me wrong, I see why he said it, you know, with all the big names coming in, all the money spent. And Liverpool, to be fair, they were experimental under Klopp on the final, you know, playing a lot of young kids as well. I still think it was quite harsh to say that, because a lot of talk in the build-up was, you know, that Liverpool was still favourites regardless. I thought it was quite a harsh comment from Gary Neville. But listen, if we were to lose this final, it would be a £1 billion bottle job, even though our team is not worth quite as much. This would be one of my worst losses ever. My worst bottles ever. My worst chokes ever. But you know when Kanye said, when he won that award, everyone was asking me what I'd do if I didn't win. And then he holds it up and goes, I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know how bad this bottle would have been. We are 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. Listen, I'm not taking any away from the achievement from Liverpool's kids. I'm buzzing for them. You know, I'm buzzing for some of them to win their first major honour in professional football. I'm buzzing for Klopp in his final year with Liverpool to know for sure he's got at least one trophy as they chase a quad. And he actually, I think he said in the interview, it was his proudest moment as Liverpool manager, winning the EFL Cup because of the manner of how they did it. Fair play. But for that Chelsea team, like I said, I just felt it was a little harsh from Gary Neville, because you've got to remember that, like, this is a new team. This is a team going through rebuild. This is a team of some young players out there as well. It's a side that's still gelling. It's a side that's still developing as a unit. They've got a new manager as well. They're a team in complete rebuild mode, complete transition mode. I thought it was slightly harsh from Gary Neville on Chelsea, personally, in my opinion. I'm not taking anything away from Liverpool's achievement. I'm buzzing for them, and I'm buzzing for Klopp as well. Great guy, great manager. But I just felt the comment from Gary Neville was a little too critical on Chelsea, personally. It's worth pointing out in the run to the final as well, Chelsea also knocked out Brighton. And they also were seconds away from knockout to Newcastle, and ended up forcing a shootout and winning it on that as well. And granted, in that run they also had Wimbledon and Middlesbrough was in the semi. I can't remember who else they faced, but even so, I don't know. I just didn't like the comment from Gary Neville. I thought it was a bit harsh. I thought it was a bit unnecessary. And again, I get it. He's in the media. He's there to sell. You know, I understand. You know, the taglines. Listen, I understand the game. I understand it. But I did think it was slightly harsh. Even so, Gary Vega makes it 4, and no matter what you say about this Almeria side and how poor we've been recently on the night, this has been a professional response in the final. 4-0 up on the second tier side, and there's no doubt about it. Almeria's first major honour in club history is going to be ours. And you can say, listen, we knocked out a second tier side in the semi, but just like Chelsea on the run to the final, we had to knock out Valencia, we had to knock out Villarreal. Yeah, I think we deserve this. I think we're going to deserve this. And it's party time in Madrid. And as the Olays ring around the Metropolitano, we are just going to wait for the final whistle as we'll give it back to the captain, who will get to lift the Copa Del Rey and Almeria's first in club history. Their first of a major honour And listen, it was a banker. There was never really much doubt we weren't going to win this, but based on our form recently, you just never knew. But once we scored those 2 early goals, we knew we'd be alright. First of the save, first in club history, and technically the first of potentially 3 to win as well. La Liga and the Champions League still possibilities as well. Still playing catch up to Barca and in the CL quarterfinals. 1 down, we'll celebrate it, but there's still a treble possibility as well. Yep, I don't think many people had us down as treble candidates at the start of the season, but we certainly have the chance now with the Copa Del Rey in the bag. 1 down, 2 to go as Almeria win their first major honour in club history. I often say it in an RTG, always remember your first, but once you've got it, you need to keep pushing on for more. We'll leave it there for today's episode, guys, so massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, and have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Liga very soon, which you won't want to miss, where we'll play both legs of our Champions League quarter-final against an underperforming Atletico Madrid side with a good chance of making the Final Four in our debut year in CL, and we'll play most of our remaining 8 games in La Liga, 5 points behind Barcelona, and not giving up on the prospect of the championship just yet. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.